Does your child complain about eye strains? Or does your child squint? That could be a sign for myopia, also known as short-sightedness. So, what does a myopic child see? They can see objects nearby clearly, but their vision is blurred in the distance. Responsible for sharp and clear vision is the focal point of the retina, which is the visual sensitive area on the back of the eye. Normally, we see distant objects by projecting on this area, but with myopia, the eye is too long. Or the lens cornea system of the eye is too strong. So the picture is projected in front of the focal point, and that's why the vision is blurred. But where does myopia come from? One reason is genetics. If one or both parents are myopic, there is a higher probability that the child could also be myopic. But there are also other reasons which are connected with environmental and lifestyle influences. For example, living in big cities or attaining a higher level of education. Also, the increasing number of near-vision tasks, especially with digital devices, can exacerbate the progression of myopia. In general, more indoor activities and consequently the lack of natural light are a part of a contemporary lifestyle that can increase a child's myopia. Don't underestimate the importance of regular eye checks. The progression of myopia can lead to a higher risk of other eye problems. For this reason, it's crucial to get the right myopia management solution to support a child's healthy visual, mental, and physical development. Ask your optician to find out more. Give your child a better outlook on life.
Hello, welcome back to another new session of Focus Point and Whoosh Facebook Live. So we hope that you enjoy the informative video from Carl Zeiss Vision Malaysia on the management solutions of myopia. So in other words, we call it short-sightedness. So I'm Daniel, I'm an optometrist at Focus Point and I'll be your host for today. So with us today, we have Mr. Yap Wei Ling, from Carl Zeiss Vision Malaysia, and we are here to discuss the concern, which is more on the myopia. So Mr. Yap, I would like to share his biography. He's an optometrist who's a graduate optometrist from National University of Malaysia. Prior to working in Carl Zeiss Vision Malaysia, Mr. Yap was a practicing optometrist who provides primary eye care services such as myopia management, autokeratology, specialty lenses, as well as managing eye referrals from ophthalmologists. So in Zeiss, he is in charge of the lens product training as well as business development. So with his experience in primary eye care practice and the understanding of all the Zeiss lens products, we strongly believe that he will be able to share more insight on myopia treatment and management with us today. So before we start the main topic, we would like everyone to stay online with us to have a chance to win your child a 1-year special program on myopia management in partnership between Focus Point and Carl Zeiss Vision Malaysia. Alright, so this is something that you have to look up for later in the session, okay? So let's move on, Mr. Yap.
Okay.
So just to share with the audience today, what is myopia background? Maybe you would like to share with them what is short-sighted all about.
Okay, sure, thanks. Hello, every one of you. Hello, I'm Yap again. So thank you, Focus Point, and thank you, Daniels, for the generous introductions. He knows my biography seems like much better than I knew myself. So back to the questions, what is myopia? Myopia is also generally known as short-sightedness, or in Bahasa or in Mandarin, it's called Rabun Jiao and 近视. So it is an eye condition. It is very important to know that short-sighted is an eye condition and not an eye disease. Because eye disease can be cured or can be treated by using medications, injections, or even operations to reverse it. But myopia is a condition whereby the eyeball is slightly longer, whereby the focus cannot be reached perfectly pin sharp on the nerve layer of the eye. So therefore, myopias happen. And this is also happens, or a simple symptoms for myopia is that ones are not able to see object from very far. Whereby if saying we are holding an iPad at this distance, we are perfectly fine with it. So indeed, short-sighted is a very big topic, not only in here today, but it's also a very big topic since few years ago in worldwide. Last year, or last 2 years to be exact, this Brian Holden research, it has did some studies and found out that in 2050, there are 50% of worldwide populations is going to get myopes or short-sighted. Means half of the world population is going to wear a pair of glasses and they are myopias. Whereby if it's in Asian, they also have found out it will be 90%, 90% of the population who is younger than 20 years old is going to wear a pair of glasses. So meaning that in 9% out of 10 under 20 years old, they are wearing the glasses. So therefore, our objective here today is trying to bring this 90% to being down as good as we are possible to. Yeah. Okay.
All right. So to start, everyone excited about this today's program. So maybe we start off with the first quiz first. So for the winners, you'll be able to win these gifts. So basically, you can see you have a keychain, astronaut keychain from Carl Zeiss Vision Malaysia, as well as a trial pack of lens wipes. In it, you have 6 pieces of these lens wipes. All right. So in order for a chance to win this, we will provide to 5 winners. Okay. So please listen up onto the question that we're gonna give out. So can any one of you tell us what is myopia? Just in short, can you state the answer onto the comment section? Okay, please quickly. If you want to win these gifts, which is the keychain as well as the lens wipes, please quickly note down the answer onto the comment section. So while awaiting for the winners to put in their own answers, maybe we'll just continue on with the topic.
Okay, all right. Sure.
So of course, we know that with short-sightedness, it occurs everywhere around the world.
Yeah.
And particularly in Asia.
Yes.
So what about Malaysia itself?
Okay. So in Malaysia itself, as you can see, at least you can see both of us are wearing glasses. Yeah. Okay. So I believe this is a very strong message that a lot of people are wearing glasses. But how are we going to determine a lot? So if we are trying to trace it back to some records that or research that is being conducted in Malaysia, the earliest that we can see are from about 15 years ago. So those researchers, they have did in 2 different regions. The first 2 was being conducted in Kuala Lumpur, and one last was being conducted in Kota Baru, Kelantan. These are the 3 research that I think is very well shared with the audience here today. So the first one will be they are comparing the age of 7 and age of 15. So the age of 7, this group, they are about 10% of them are wearing glasses. But from the same region, if they are comparing to the 15 years old, this prevalence of wearing glasses or short-sighted has increased to 35%. So mean within that 8 years, there's many things has happened that causing more and more people are myope or short-sighted. That's the first research. And the second research, they are conducted in Kuala Lumpur as well. But in this round, they are trying to do a comparison between the Chinese, the Malay, and the Indians. So surprisingly, they have found out Chinese has a very high prevalence of myopia, 30%.
All right.
Means 3 out of 10 Chinese school students are wearing glasses. Then they are comparing to the Malay. So in this Malay, they have found out there's only 12% which is wearing glasses. And finally, in the Indian school, there is only less than 10%, which is 9 point something, they are wearing glasses. So what does it indicate? This indicates that the lifestyles, the cultures has also causing all this discrepancy between the 3 major races in Malaysia. The one last is being conducted in Kota Baru, Kelantan. They're actually doing a quick comparisons between 7 until 12 years old school children.
All right.
It's less than 5% they are wearing glasses. So that also tells that they are different locations, probably they have a different lifestyle. That's whereby all this has causing all these differences. Yep.
Okay, thanks for highlighting those things. So, can you maybe share with the audience today what are the main reasons that these children are suffering from myopia?
Okay. For the few reasons, in lot of studies, again research again, there are 4 major factors that causing all this to happen. The first are the parents. There has a lot of research has shown, if examples, both parents, they are both myopes, the child tend to have a higher tendency to wear glasses. Like examples, if I'm trying to trace in one of the publications from a web page, which is published on last year, if both parents are myopes, there is 1/3 possibility, which is about 33% of possibilities, the child will suffer in myopes. If either one, meaning either the father or the mother is myope, the chances are only about 20%. And last, if both they are perfect eyesight, they are about 1/40. So it's only about 2.5% they've been wearing a pair of glasses or they are myopes. That's the first. Second, educations. And nowadays, especially in Asia, we have seen Asian parents, they are more emphasized in academic achievements. So therefore, from schoolwork, homework, revisions, tuition, and tuitions. So these children are only facing near work. With prolong of all this near work, they will definitely contribute to a prescription increment. Third, digitalizations. If a child can stay focused on a book or some reading materials for many hours, of course, in most of the cases, they are more tempting or they are more attracted to all these handheld devices because it's moving. So therefore, when they are spending time on digital devices, they have even worse lifestyle. They will be spending hours and hours on all these digital devices. So lastly is the urbanizations. Just that's actually reminds me that when I was just a kid, when I'm trying to disturb my parents when they are working, then the first thing that they will say, you please go out and play. So it means that we will spend times to go outdoor or we will spend times to mingle around with children or neighbors. But today's, dear parents, how frequent you will allow your child to play alone outside? In most of the time, you will say, don't play outside, play inside, don't go out. So therefore, an urbanization also causing these myopia prescription problems to get more and more serious. So we'll talk about factors they always fall: genetics, educations, digitalizations, as well as the last, urbanizations.
Okay, thanks for highlighting those reasons with us. So, how do we actually know that when one of these children are actually suffering from myopia?
Okay, there is actually 2 ways. The most direct way is that make a visit to your eye care service provider. So if you are now really seeing this through a Focus Point Vision Care Group Malaysia's Facebook, always know that they have always shared their contact in their Facebook page. Make a call, or go to the web page and make an appointment with them to make sure that you bring your child to make a visit and get their eye checked. That's the first, simplest and most direct way. And the second one, through observations. How does you observe? Like, take an example. The children tends to bring their chairs, go in front of the classrooms to get to copy whatever is from the blackboard. So that's first thing. Second, they were trying to always copy from the friend's seat to the next to them, then to do the copy. And the third, this is the most obvious one. Say, if I'm a child, when I'm staying at home, I'm always tend to think in a bad postures. When children start to have all these abnormal head postures, it could be a sign that they need a pair of glasses. Yeah.
All right. So that's great. So seems that a lot of people are very interested in today's topic.
Yeah.
So we're getting a lot of questions coming so soon. So the first question maybe we'd like to share with the audience is if their child is very fond of the digital handphone or smartphone, what is the precaution they should take to manage the eye problems?
Yeah. Okay. Thanks for the questions. I believe this is the concerns not only by you alone. There has been many parents. It's simple as if you're trying to avoid the child of touching or playing with the phones, it is a mission impossible. But how to turn this mission impossible into mission I'm possible? There is a way. First, do let them play with the phones with some rules. Like example, a 20 rules. Every 20 minutes that they spend time on these digital devices, the child should agree to stop or to rest their eye. That's the first thing. Second, if they are spending long hours, as a parent or as a guardian yourself, please make sure that there is a distance. Because usually when you are holding a digital devices, after a certain period, they will go closer and closer and closer. Just for your information, the closer you hold it, the worse or more efforts that your eyes will have to work. So therefore, it will also trigger a lot of increment in their prescriptions. So two simple tips: let them play with a rules, and second, trying to keep the distance. All right? Okay?
All right, great. So hopefully that answers your question. So the next question is, how come Chinese people are more prone to become myopic?
All right, this is honestly, this is a tough question. Okay, this is a tough question. But however, there are few possibilities that some scientists and some researchers they have shared. First, it could be genetics. It could be, I'm not saying it is a must, but it could be first genetics. Second, it also could be the cultures. Like examples, academics. Third, they could be Chinese parents, they are prompt to buy digital devices for the child to work with, to play with. Yeah, all these are the possibilities. We can't tell, as in no single research shows that why Chinese are more myopics. It could be because of the lifestyles, it's because of the genetics.
Okay,
Yeah.
That's great. So we move on to the next question. How do we actually prevent myopia? I believe that later on we will share with the audience.
Yeah,
on this.
we will
so
share a
just
little bit.
Be
Yes.
a bit patient. We will go on to that
Yes.
later. Then there's another question. How is there lack of vitamin can cause myopia?
Okay, I believe I may not be the best person to share about the last question, which is it lack of vitamins, it will cause all these myopias? As I mentioned earlier, the cause of myopia could be for genetics, educations, digitalizations, urbanizations. Of course, if you ask me, diet intakes definitely is one possibilities. But we can't tell that lack of any vitamins or lack with any minerals will causing that. So probably it's a good question. Hopefully that any researchers out there, you may see this and please maybe go into a little bit of research to understand, is there any specific vitamins or minerals can help the child to control their myopias. All right. Thank you for the questions. Thanks, Daniel.
Okay, thanks, Kip. All right. So maybe also at the same time, can you share with us what are the consequences if the person didn't undergo the vision examination?
Okay.
Yeah.
We know that the most direct way to understand or identify if a child having myopias or short-sighted is through examinations. Yes, but always we are also aware that there are some parents always tend to delay the plan. It's just like, I must diet today, I must exercise today, but there's always a tomorrow. So for a mild case, it's only affect a very minimal. Examples, the academic achievements. Say, I'm a child, I'm sitting at the back row of a class. If I can't read from the blackboard and I feel embarrassed to pull my chair and share with my friends, the only way is I can copy from my good friend Daniel's. So, a teacher had copied the full line on the blackboard. Say Daniel copy halfway, then I'm copy 25% of what Daniel's copy. So first, it of course affect my academic achievement because I learn much slower than the ordinary child. When I'm still copying, the teacher may have already started to explaining. So while I'm busy copy, I can't busy listen. So my understanding of that statement probably left only 30%. So that's first thing, it affects my academic achievement. Second, it also affects my sport performance. As how is sport performance? Example, when I'm playing badminton, a popular game for Malaysians, I can't see the shuttlecock falls down. I can't stroke or hit it correctly. So that's where it also make that I'm always lose in badminton game because I'm not confident with sport. I'm lousy in sports. If on a severe cases, a child may develop lazy eye, meaning even I'm putting on a glasses, I may not still able to read or see clearly, no matter it's in class or I'm doing any other activities. The worst scenario, squint eye. Your both eye is not straight, but one of the eye may go sideways. So then you may have a concerns. Can I correct it? Yes, you can correct it, but not with glasses. Probably you need surgeries. Imagine that how poor is a child to be put into an operating theatre at the age of, maybe 10 or under 10. And the last, it also for a long term, it may also causing the child to lose his binocular visions, which is that, in fact, we are seeing with both eyes, but a child is using only one eye. It's losing 30 or 40% of a total field of views, which is definitely they are not able to perform in any kind of sports activities, or they will be performed very, very bad in sports activities.
Okay, so please take note of these consequences as suggested by Mr. Yap. Okay, so the next question is how and why, or maybe how can this myopia can cause or lead to eye damages?
Alright, yes. If we are talking about further eye damages, definitely yes. Studies have shown actually for those who are high myopias, which is -6 and above, or to be more common to you, you say that my myopia is 600 degree. So for those who are 600 degree and above, it tends to have a much higher chance of getting retina detachments. So maybe I will just have a little bit time to elaborate what is this retina detachments mean. Those who have a higher prescriptions, they will tend to do these actions. It's the reason why they always find there is some mosquitoes around. So these are called floaters. So and these floaters somehow, someday, sometime, it will then develop into a swarm of bees. Probably in one of the early morning when you wake up, or suddenly when you accidentally fell down, and you suddenly see there is a swarm of bees in one direction. So this has an indications of the retina has tear or detached. If you are seeing these few mosquitoes suddenly turns into a swarm of bees, is an emergency case. You should see doctor. Not you should. You must see doctors immediately, and not you are driving. Get someone to drive you to see these doctors immediately, because the earliest you are sick for medical attentions, the higher the chance you will still restore the visions. That's the first. Second, there's also study has shown higher chance of getting glaucomas, because in the higher the prescription, the eyeballs tend to get longer. So it needs a higher pressures to maintain this. So what's the consequences of glaucoma? Or to some of you, you may know glaucoma better as in 青光眼. So when is that glaucoma? Example, now what you can see is, you can see me, you can see my friend Daniel, and you can see the background. For a serious case of glaucoma, you may only see me, or you may only see Daniel's, but you are losing whatever is on the side. It's called a tunnel vision. Yeah, that's a bad thing of glaucoma. And lastly, for those who have myopes, you also have higher chance to suffer myopic maculopathy, meaning that the nerve layers of your eye, it is getting weaker than an ordinary person's. So if your prescription is below 6 or 600 degree, are you still have a chance to suffer this? Yes, of course. But it's just that those who have -6 and above have much higher chance to suffer of all those that I mentioned. Right? Okay.
Yeah. So yes, please do take note of what Mr. Yap has mentioned. So basically, myopia, if it's high prescription, this can lead to eye damages lah. All right. So for the next question, maybe Mr. Yap, can you advise? Are we able to reverse the prescription, or maybe stop the progression of myopia if we can detect at the early stage lah?
All right, I'm afraid that the answer is very disappointing to not only you and as well as the audience. No. Too sad to say that no. You ask me another time, no. Yes, you are listening correctly. Is NO, no. At least at the moment, at this point of time, none of the research or studies or method has shown positive results that by doing this, the prescriptions will reduce. By doing this, the prescriptions will become zero, or by doing this, the power will definitely maintain. So that's too bad. Okay.
So we can safely say that with the power, you will still continue to progress on. So yeah.
Yes, it definitely will still progress on. However, there is many other methods there are few methods to make sure that even that the prescriptions of the power is increasing, instead of it increase in such a drastic way, but what we're trying is it increase in a less aggressive way. Yeah, because power, it will definitely progress. It's just that we are trying to managing the progression. Yeah. Okay.
So basically, what you're trying to say is to slow down the progression of myopia.
Yes.
Okay.
Yes.
So please do take note of that. Okay. So at the end of the day, what I want to also highlight you. So please do like and share our program session for you today.
Yeah.
And remember, just now I do have a quiz question. Hopefully you're able to answer that question, so we can announce those winners hopefully soon. Okay. So if you do have any questions, please put onto the comment section at the bottom. Okay. So don't be shy. Please, whatever question you may have regarding myopia or short-sightedness, please put it into the comment section.
Yep.
All right. So Mr. Yap, let's move on. Okay. So right now, of course, just now one of our viewers has actually inquired what are the preventable measures that we can take. So of course, I believe there are many available myopia control products in the market.
Yes.
Maybe you can share and highlight what are these.
Okay, in this current market, there are four options to be exact. There are four options of a myopia management method. Myopia management method, just to emphasize again, it is not to stop the myopia, it is not to reverse the myopia, but it's to slow down the progressions of myopias. The first one, it is called the medicated eye drops, which is especially in the recent 3 to 4 years, there is a drop is quite popular, it's called atropines, which is prescribed only by the eye specialist. You can see as a whole eye care industries, even those eye specialists, they are emphasized a lot in myopia control. It's just that they usually will take a little bit different approach compared to us that working in this as a primary eye care service providers. They are taking a different approach because they are aware that if these children start to have myopia at the earliest age, probably when they have an adulthood, they may suffering on high myopes. There's whereby like saying that the retinal detachments, the maculopathies, all those, it will happen. So the first is the medicated eye drops. Then second, as the orthokeratology. Orthokeratology, which is a hard specialist made contact lens, which is a hard one, whereby a child is wearing that contact lens at night. Then they sleep with the lens. Yes, you hear me correctly. They sleep with the lens. I think many of you maybe say, are you sure? Because contact lens is not for you, not meant to sleep with it. But this special contact lens is meant to sleep with it. In the morning, when they remove the contact lens, their world, it is bright and clear like an usual case. The third contact lens is a normal soft contact lens, a disposable one. They are putting on in the morning. Instead of having a clear vision, they still have a hidden features, which is they control the progression without the wearers knowing it. After we have been sharing the first three, some parents may find, is it too invasive? Is it too aggressive? Is it too risky to put on contact lens for a child, to keep putting eye drops on the child? So therefore, we are at the last options, optical lenses, just like me and Daniel, just putting on a pair of glasses, seeing clear in the world, and again, it has the way to control our power from increase drastically or increase aggressively. Yes.
Okay. All right. So thanks for sharing about the myopia control options. So, but what does Carl Zeiss Vision Malaysia has to offer the viewers today in terms of the myopia control?
Okay. In Carl Zeiss Vision Malaysia, we did offer two types of products, which is called first the Zeiss Myo Vision Pro and the second Zeiss Myo Kits. So please remember it very well. It's Zeiss Myo Vision Pro and Zeiss Myo Kits lens. So these are the two products that it is available in market in Malaysia, and of course it's available from Focus Point Vision Care Group Malaysia. Yeah.
All right. So thanks for sharing these two offerings. But can you share with the audience what are the main difference between these two types of lenses, which is a Zeiss Myo Vision and the Myo Kits?
Okay, sure. So for both of these design, why we actually name it differently is because that both of this Myo Vision Pro and Myo Kits, they have the design philosophy are different. So these design differences of the philosophy is to ensure that a child having a different lifestyle, they may able to enjoy their clear visions, and at the same time, they can enjoy the myopia progressions. Take an example. Say me and Daniel, we are classmates. We are attending the same school, we're attending the same tuition class, but the only difference is we're having a different parents. Probably, example, my parents is more on the outdoor type. So in the weekends, and they may bring me for badminton games and hiking. Maybe as my mom like more window shopping. See, window shopping is also part of outdoor activities. Ladies, good news for you. Window shopping is outdoor activities. actual shopping is not, because you are looking at price tag, which is a near thing, which is not good. On the other hand, probably Daniel's parents is more on the academics. Maybe they will send Daniels to learn some musical instruments, learn some skills, learn some handcraft. So by having these two different lifestyles, we may need a little bit difference in the lenses. So in this case, Myo Vision Pro, it is good for me as an example, whereby I'm spending more time dealing with a lot of outdoor things. And I'm seeing far, easier for me to adapt. Whereby for Daniels, who is spending more time in doing near work, like writings, readings, studyings, digital devices, say examples, then it is better with a Myo kit with a bit different design, helps his eye to relax more. When, however, if you have a child who spending a lot of times in those body contact sports, such as like martial arts, basketballs, footballs, it is always highly recommend to put on a daily disposable contact lens on the kids instead of having any injuries, break the frames, scratch the face. Is something we do not wish to see this. That's why the reasons there are, even when you have visited your eye care service provider, you can see some of them will keep telling you to say you need not only A, but you need A, you need B, you need C. Yeah, so that's some reasons behind why in some cases a child may need more than one pair of glasses, and even for yourself, you may also need more than one pair of lenses or glasses. Okay. Yeah.
All right. Thanks for sharing, Mr. Yap. So I'd like to digress a little bit. We have some incoming questions. So to get our information from Mr. Yap. So will lack of sleep, or if we sleep too late, does that cause myopia?
Yes, I won't say that if we sleep too late will cause myopia. But our eye is just like a human. We need to rest. If it's not rest or not having enough of the rest, your eye definitely are not able to perform better or perform in a proper way in the next day. So what will happen? They will tend to strain their eye more, because it's quite common, because it's one of the tips that to make sure that the power are more maintained. It is also one thing, the enough of rest.
Okay.
Yeah. Okay.
All right. So right now we'd like to announce the first winners for the first part of the quiz. So we got 3 names. So the question was, what is myopia? Myopia, of course, is short-sighted.
Yes.
Yeah? So the winners are Josephine Yu. All right. Then the second is Little WH. And the third is Chi Ming Hui. All right. So you got your names announced just now. So hopefully you can contact our customer service at the number pinned at the comment section to redeem your gifts. All right. Congratulations for those 3. So there's incoming question again.
Okay.
So maybe can light affect the eyesight, and like, for example, reading in the dark?
Yes. Yes. Definitely. It's just like, take an example. Some of parents, they always like to discourage a child of playing on phones. So there are some smart kids. Dad, mom, I'm sleep first. So they will sneak their phones along with them to the rooms. So when in the dark, because when a human eye, we actually work totally differently in a lighting environment and a dark environment. Just a little bit more on a scientific. When we have a proper lighting, like now, the environments that I'm in, our eye is just like a window. Just like a window with a curtain.
Yes.
Imagine now it is very bright. So the first thing you will do is you will close the curtain. But when it is at night, the environment is very dark. What you will do? You will open up the curtain. So what happens is when we are reading. So when we are reading, our eye, human's eye, tend to work in a little bit differently, which is they will close the curtain. So imagine that when you are read in a bright environment where the curtain has already half closed. In order to focus, the curtain closed just a little bit more. What does that tell us? Less effort. On the other hand, if your child like to read in the dark, what happens? The curtain is wide open. But when they try to read, the curtain have to close, which is, it need more effort. It definitely will affect the eye, and it will definitely give much more effort to the eye to do all this near focusing, which again, bad lighting is bad for the eye. Okay.
So there's another question. So I think this person will have undergone eye surgery. So they are still not able to see clearly. So I think on this question is quite ambiguous. Okay. So if you can maybe state it more personalized, so we can find out actually what's happening. So before we can actually answer that particular question.
Because after surgery, definitely there are a few more issues that we need to identify. If the surgery is related to some eye diseases, then of course we are not able to answer to you, because first, no one has seen how is your eye before and after, and of course none of us will able to identify if there is any underlying or any eye diseases that has further damage on your eye or the nerve of the eyes. Yes, so I was saying that, maybe I will suggest this audience here, and thank you very much for the questions, of course. I strongly will suggest you probably can visit your doctors to identify or to clarify from your doctors. That is definitely a better options. I think he's the more qualified person to answer this than any of us here. Yes.
Okay. So the next question is, how do we maintain our prescription so that it may not increase?
Okay. Of course, you are definitely, first thing first, you are at the right page, right time, and the right moment as we are trying to discuss this. But one thing, of course, is not easy to maintain. It's not easy to maintain, as I mentioned, especially for a child. Because for a child, usually at the age of especially 6 to 12, it is still at the developing stage of the eye. Which means there is a much higher chance for the eyeball to grow longer. That's where it's a normal growth. It's just like a child will grow taller. You can't expect a child grow taller whereby the arms and the legs are not going to grow any more longer. It doesn't sound to be coded that way. So the eyeball will grow a little bit. But imagine how we can maintain it is hard. But of course, the first thing is you seeing the right person, give the right advice, get a right lens, maintain a right lifestyle, which stay tuned with us here till the end, and you will definitely know better. And hopefully, towards the end of these sessions, you will able to get more insight how you can maintain. Okay? Please maintain with us here too.
Okay. So, like what Mr. Yao has shared earlier on, so currently Carl Zeiss Vision Malaysia has two offerings on myopia control lenses. So it's none other than the MyoVision Pro. That's the first option. The second option is the MyoKids. So these are the two products that you can assist in slowing down the progression of myopia. So let's move on to the next quiz question.
All right.
Okay. So again, we will select 7 winners for this quiz. Okay. So again, you will get a chance to win the keychain astronaut, as well as
the limited edition keychain
lens wipes. Yes, very limited edition. So please take your chance to answer this question. So the question is, what are the offerings of myopia control lenses from Carl Zeiss Vision Malaysia? So we already stated the two products. So hopefully you can still remember. Please put either one of those answers onto the comment section for a chance to win these gifts. All right. So we will move on, okay, before we announce the winners.
Yep, sure.
Okay, so yeah, because just now we were talking about the My Vision Pro as well as this Myo Kits. Is there any enhancement we can put onto these lenses to make it more clear or much more comfortable to wear?
Oh, okay, sure.
Yeah.
Indeed, in Zeiss lenses, there is a good thing about Zeiss lenses is we will always look into the standard features and any customized lenses that you want to enhance the wearer experience. We start with the basic. On both of these lenses, either Zeiss Myo Vision Pro or Zeiss Myo Kits, the standard features always come with a UV Protect. Because a UV Protect is one important element. It's just like the lens that I'm wearing now. It's also with UV Protect. Because in Zeiss, we understand that a pair of glasses is not only meant for you to use it indoor, but when you are outdoor, what do we in Zeiss trying to help you as a wearer to enjoy the glasses regardless any time of the day? Because with this UV Protect, this pair of lens is not only clear visions, but the UV protections that this pair of lens has is as good as a pair of sunglasses. Yes, so that's the first thing. So we encourage your kids, we will encourage you to bring your children to go outdoor to enjoy any outdoor activities with a very good UV protections. Apart of this, we have options between DuraVision Platinums and second DuraVision Blue Protects. You can choose or customize the lens according to what you think is the best for your child or what the eye care practitioners think is the best for your child after they understand your lifestyles and the visual needs. DuraVision Platinum is the best lens clarity. Like example, if your child always stay in a classroom whereby the lighting environment is not that satisfying, it is not that good. Probably a certain corner or your child is sitting in between two lights where he or she may not get the best lighting positions. So in this case, getting a good lens with a better light transmissions will definitely help him or her to see clearly. On the other hand, the DuraVision Blue Protect, it is meant to reduce what we call a digital dazzles. As you as a digital devices wearer, you know that long terms on using a digital devices, what you will do is you will keep adjusting the lighting. That's why the smartphone is smart enough to adapt the screen into the environment lighting. So you will have a comfortable reading experience. But with DuraVision Pro Protect, it gives even a better options that it reducing some of this glaring happens due to the digital surfaces. And last but not least is, as I mentioned, children's eye, it tends to be just like a window without the curtain. So it means they are open up the curtain very, very wide. That is how a children's eye behave. So therefore, some of the childs will tend to complain, I find glaring, I don't like to go out because it's a bit glary. It is quite common. So we also offering another add-on which called Zeiss Photo Fusion, which the lens, once it exposed to outdoor, or to be exact, exposed to UV, the lens will start to turn darker. And this also helps to protect the eye, not only from UV, not only from digital surfaces, but also make sure that the child has a comfortable outdoor vision. So he or she will be able to enjoy whatever is outdoor, such as when he or she is going for cycling, going for a jogging, going for hiking with a family's member, parents. So that are all something helpful. And of course, we hopefully that with all this add-on, with all this customization, your child will be able to enjoy their life to the max.
Okay.
Okay.
So apart from this myopia control lens, is there any other further area that we should take note of?
Yes, of course. Before I am going to the few tips, to be exact, the 7 tips of myopia management, I just want to emphasize one important thing. Hopefully, every one of you here just pay a little bit more attention in what I'm going to say in the next 2 minutes. Example. Managing a myopia is just like we are managing a diabetes, like kencing manis, 糖尿病. We know that an eye care practitioner given a pair of lens to a child is just like a doctor giving a medications or giving a jabs to a diabetic patient. Say example, a patient A get himself jabs. Then let's say a good friend B, come, let's go for Musang King. Why not? Since I jab. Imagine these 2 friends going for a Musang King fest. What happened next? What happened next? After Musang King, where's the next place to go? A hospital or home? We know the answer very, very well. So that's meaning that even though you have a good medications, but you still need to control the diet. Myopia, you get a proper eye check, you get a best lens in the world. What's next? You need to control yourself. So in various studies, positive, maybe very positive, very good results, some 50-50 results. But what's good is we just share. And also, I remember just now a friend did ask, how can we prevent? Again, not prevent, but to practice a good lifestyle, a good habits will help to maintain. Eye check first, get a lens. After that, what you need is first, especially for children, 40 hours of outdoor activities every month will help to slow down the myopia progressions. This has a lot of studies, has also shown a very, very similar results. Second, keep a distance. When they're trying to read, do not let them read to be too close. Regardless, they are reading from books, they are reading from digital devices, do control the working distance. Yes, I know sometimes you need to use an iPad or use a phone to keep your child stay focused or stay quiet in a restaurant. So do a favor, please place the phone a distance at least about 40 to 50 centimeters away from a child so that their eye will not overwork. Third, a 20 rules. What I mean by 20 rules? I did mention earlier, every 20 minutes of near work, look 20 feet away for 20 seconds. These rules not only applies to children, also to every one of you that your job requires to stay focused on the screen for long, long hours. Diets. Healthy diets, of course, will help a lot. Why? Simple. If you take a lot of sugar intake, it grow here. At the same time, it grow your eyeball. It won't be, again, growing your belly, but don't grow somewhere else. It doesn't make sense. It doesn't make a logic to be like that. So then, enough of rest. It must sleep properly, sleep well. Because why? Again, the eye need to sleep and rest just like you as a human. Then lighting. Reading in dark definitely is not good for the eye because they spend much, much more effort compared to reading in a good environment. Give simple example. Some of you may have an ID, interior design, to manage or to design your house into a mansion, into the best place for you to relax after work. But what about your child? Do they really have a proper place to study, to do revisions, to do their homeworks? Yellow lighting is definitely not so good for them. At least they may need a table lamp which is a white, bright enough for them to do their homework, to regulate their pupil change. Lastly, the examinations and the follow-ups. They've been wearing a pair of glasses. They have been doing changes in their lifestyle. But who to determine these works? or any of the areas we need to re-monitor, we need to readjust the follow-ups. So please align to your eye care service providers' suggestions or planning about your follow-ups. If they're saying that come back 1 month, come back 2 months, come back 3 months, come back 6 months, please return to your eye care service providers, because they know best when's the best times to go back to see them, because that's where they will monitor, they will do the necessary changes to help your child to maintain their prescriptions. Right? Okay.
Yeah, just now we have a question. How often do we need to check our eyes?
Yes.
So I think you just answered that question.
Yes.
So basically, check with your eye care professional to find out when is the exact time. Usually, for children, it's usually about 6 months.
Yes, it's quite easy. This depends. Like example, if say today, this particular child comes to me for the first time and they start to wear glasses for the first time, and surprisingly the prescriptions is high, then probably I would like to see them in 6 weeks or maybe 1 month, because the reason is, first, I don't know how well he or she can handle the glasses. Maybe today I'm going back with this fitting. After 3 days, the glasses of the child is becoming this way. By having such a kind of fitting, what I will say is the power of prescription has wrong. So by wearing a wrong prescriptions for the next 1 month or 2 months will definitely causing a wrong things. Okay?
Okay. So yeah, I hope that that answers your question. So now we'd like to announce the second part of the quiz winners. So we have 5 winners. Their names are Cahaya Nuris. The second one is Muhammad Riz. Third is Rosemary Wong. Fourth is B Hong Tan. And number 5 is Alya Diana. So if you hear your names announced just now, please contact our customer service at the number pinned on the comment section. Okay? So if you want to redeem your gifts, please contact our customer service number pinned at the comment section to redeem your gifts. Congratulations to the 5 winners. So right now we want to go on to the main grand prize. Okay? So like I mentioned earlier on in the session that we have a grand prize to give out. So basically this will comprise of a 1-year Zeiss management program that is worth 840 ringgit. Yeah, you heard that right? 840 ringgit.
840 ringgit.
Yes. So there's a criteria. So this is open up to people who have children between the age of 6 to 12 years old. Yeah. So if you have children that is between 6 to 12 years old, so you're entitled to participate in this quiz. All right. So how to enter? Just please share what is your child's ambition and the reason why. So if you can share what is your child's ambition and why, then you stand a chance to win this 1-year program of management, which is in partnership between Focus Point and Carl Zeiss Vision Malaysia. Okay, so quickly, please answer, because this is all, we only choose 1 winner. Okay, so don't forgo this. So while awaiting for the person to write his child's or her child's ambition and the reason, maybe we'll just try to conclude some of the things that we have mentioned today.
Okay, so as in the conclusions or take-home message, it's very important that myopia management is a lifelong process. It's not like taking a Panadol and your headache goes away tomorrow. So by having a successful outcome, the first thing, always find a proper or a good eye care practitioners get a proper lens, adjust the lifestyle. Remember, without a good lifestyle, your prescriptions will never ever to get the will never ever to get being controlled. So make sure if you have not getting your child's eye to examines, please make an appointment. Do this as an urgency. Only by understand how is their eye behave, that's where you can plan or manage their futures. Okay?
Yeah.
Right. Yes. Back to
So
you.
thank you very much for summarizing. Okay, so because we are running out of time, so we would like to announce the winner for the grand prize on the next week session. Okay, so please do take note of the next week session. So it should be a Wednesday. Okay, same time, same venue. So I hope that you come and view who's the winner. Okay, so thank you very much to Mr. Yap, for sharing this informative session with everyone. So I hope that everyone enjoyed this session, and we hope to see you again next week.
Okay.
All right.
Thank you.
So take care.